So now I'm gonna start talking with you, Diego, because this is the last session, and also we are going to have a short interview. The purpose for this interview, if you take in count the things that we are going to talk about, because basically I am assess you the topics that we saw, the things that we have been learning all these sessions, talking about the past, present, passive voice, stat questions, conditionals. All those topics are joined in this interview. But I want you to know that you must speak all the time in English. If you say something in Spanish, I have to change the way I am assess you. Right? So please tell me if, beforehand if you had any doubt about the guideline.
Okay, teacher.
So you don't have any doubt, any question of from or of the test.
No.
Okay. So I'm gonna try to make this random because there are four topics to talk about, and this is all about the grammar tenses that we can use to express our ideas. So I want you to tell me a number from 1 and 4.
Can you repeat, teacher?
Tell me please a number, Diego, from 1 to 4. You can say 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Okay, okay. Three.
Okay, 3 is related or is regarding to the topic emotional problems. So we are going to talk about this in this interview. So let me first show you my screen because it's about to this. Do you remember this image?
No.
Okay, this is the SWOT analysis. And if we are talking about emotional problems, this is the random topic for you in this interview. Emotional problems.
Okay.
So I want you to tell me what is an emotional problem for you? What is?
Emotional problems. It's like there are a lot emotional problems. Like emotional problems about love, family, and work, and the emotional problems depend of the your mood. Um, for example, if you have a girlfriend and you break up with her, and
Okay.
you your mood is sad, and that's for me is an emotional problem in the people. Other example in your work, when you have a job, and your boss fire you, and your mood is warrior, and yes, it's like that in my opinion.
Okay, yeah. It's about to share your opinion and you must tell some reasons and make this a consultant. You know, hold all around your thoughts. Well, well, after this strength, because the first thing is to give in a definition of a problem, and I think it's pretty interesting the way you are explaining the problem. But what, and I think it's one of the main problems for a person because we are sometimes we mix one problem with another problem. So what do you think when a person is going with an emotional problem to its jobs? That suppose is a teacher, but the teacher had a problem at home. So what would be this? Or what do you think is going to happen when this teacher gets to the classroom to see their his students? So what do
Get
you think? So how do you think is gonna be this class if your teacher is having this emotion before to get inside the classroom?
mm, I don't understand some words, but the example is about teacher, but
So let me rewrite you. Let me tell you again the questions. So how is the environment, or how would be the environment
okay.
when the teacher goes with the bad emotion to the classroom? How,
Okay.
how what is gonna happen? What do you think is gonna happen?
Mm, when a teacher has this emotion, the pupils can feel this emotion, and the environment will be super bad because the teacher must have um, must has the emotion like happy and excited because this emotion can be transmit um, until the pupils, and this is very important because in the class teacher always must have the good good mood.
All right,
It's
yeah,
very
this is
very
very
important.
important. Yeah, and it's very important that you have it this clear. So now, and this I think would be the last question or the last time to hear you talking. I want you to tell me, because we have been talking about what's like a kind of a strength and then the weaknesses. Because if we talk about environment, and if a teacher goes with the bad emotion, and he probably takes in account this bad emotion to talk with his students, the environment is not going to be the best one. But now I want you to remark me what would be that change, or what can you do if you are going with the bad emotion to the classroom. And please talk about the opportunities and the threats. What is this about? The opportunities talks about the things that I can remark as a good ones. So good things that I can say from this problem. So I'm trying to change a problem for instead of a solution. And the threats is the things that I must avoid. Yep, you get it?
Um, I must say some solution for
So
problem.
take a look at this. It's missing the opportunities and it's missing the threats. So we did
Okay.
strengths and we did weaknesses. So now we are going to talk about the this one, the opportunities and the threats. So you can change the order. You can talk first about the threats and then about the opportunities. But in this case, threats are about things that I can avoid, but taking care that we are talking about emotional problems. And opportunities is the things that I can remark. Remark is the things that I'm showing most instead of other ones. Let's suppose I'm happy and I'm responsible, but I'm talking more about, or I'm saying the most that I'm responsible more than saying that I'm happy. So I'm saying one instead of another one. Now you get the idea?
Can you give me some sample?
Okay, let's suppose in this in this problem, emotional problems. I
Okay.
can talk about the feelings, the the bad situations that you can have, but I want to remark as an opportunity that no matter what you feel, no matter if you are sad, if you are having problems at home with your relationship, it doesn't matter. The thing that I want to remark, and this is the verb I want you to think, remark. I want to think about the purpose of being a teacher. So I'm remarking that it's most important to go with the good mood and heading with the good words to the students because they are hoping or they are expecting to things, learn things in English or about chemistry, mathematics. It doesn't matter the subject, but the teacher goes to teach, and the students are waiting for knowledge. Yep.
More or less.
Okay, let me tell you this in Spanish because we don't have so much time. El problema son problemas emocionales. Entonces, en vez de hablar de todo lo malo, yo prefiero remarcar. Por eso digo remarcar como para que se asemeje más a la palabra que está aquí en inglés. Sí, o sea, resaltas algo en lugar de lo demás. Entonces, en vez de hablar de los problemas, yo resalto de que lo más importante es que el profesor debe ir con una buena actitud, en un buen modo, porque lo que esperan los estudiantes es aprender y no hablar sobre sus problemas en la casa. O sea, lo importante es que se en ese ambiente el aprendizaje. ¿Sí? Entonces es lo que yo resalto. Y con los threads, yo hablo de lo que debería evitar. ¿Sí? Entonces nos faltan esas dos partes, lo que yo resalto y lo que debería evitar. Hablando de este problema. ¿Listo?
Ok, pero entonces, eh, ¿resaltos sobre qué? ¿Sobre los profesores?
No, ese fue el ejemplo, digo, pero entonces el tema es los problemas emocionales. Tú puedes hablar sobre otra cosa. Yo di el ejemplo así, que tú empezaste hablando del profe, entonces yo dije, listo, tomamos esto para el ejemplo.
Ok,
¿Sí? Ok, so go ahead.
entonces, em, hablo de las cosas buenas, de cualquier cosa.
Pero entonces ten en cuenta que estamos hablando de problemas emocionales. Tú puedes hablar ahí de algo que quieras resaltar sobre ese problema y luego algo que se debería evitar. ¿Sí? Y ponle pues, lo puedes contextualizar como quieras, en una relación amorosa o en el trabajo, ¿sí?
Ok.
Como quieras.
An example of jobs. For example, um, you have a work and you do something bad, and your boss fire you. And what is the good things in this case? Um, if you did some bad, something bad, and then you can learn what is your problem in something, and you learn what you don't do in other job. Um, and yeah, this is the good things when you have when you run
Okay, so now about the threats.
threats. It's like amenazas, ¿cierto?
Yeah, the things that you must avoid or you think that you should avoid to make
Uh,
things better.
I think that threats um, are mm, is very very bad for you because in example, if you have a work and you lost this work, um, the problem is when you get a new work. and can happen all or months or weeks or days is relative. Mm, for that is a treat for
Okay.
anyone.
All right, Diego. Well, I gotta tell you that it was very interesting to listen to you when you were talking about the opportunities and the threats. But I must change or go with the next interview. So thank you, Diego, for being on decisions. And please, if you haven't done the survey about how have you feeling in the sessions, what do you think about the sessions, the material, the tutor.
Okay.
So I'm going to send this survey, es una encuesta. La voy a enviar entonces nuevamente por WhatsApp para que, por favor, si tú no lo has hecho, por favor, para que la diligencias. Y bueno, pues por ahora entonces agradecerle por tu tiempo. Y paso entonces ahora con Jesús Liceo.
Okay, teacher.
Hi, Diego. Have a good morning. Bueno, ¿cómo estamos? Yay. Eso fue. Good morning, Jesús.
Good morning, teacher.
Ok, bueno, te voy a decir primero en español. Lo que vamos a hacer es una entrevista. Entonces, en la entrevista solamente se debe hablar en inglés. Y esto debes tener eso muy en cuenta. Que, bueno, voy a compartirte la pantalla para que sepas de qué es lo que vamos a hacer durante la entrevista. Hay 4 temas al azar. ¿Sí? Entonces, el tema se va a definir al azar, pero todo va a ser de acuerdo. Vamos a hablar en torno a esto, que es, bueno, yo creo que a lo mejor lo recuerdas. Esto que estás viendo por aquí es el análisis SWOT. ¿Sí? En sesiones pasadas, pues utilizamos este formato para analizar ciertos casos y poder pues generar como argumentación, ¿no? Frente a ciertas preguntas, que yo pueda compartir lo que yo pienso. Eso es lo importante, que yo opine lo que pienso y fuera de eso que, bueno, lo más importante luego de dar mi opinión y de dar mis ideas, es que yo argumente por qué, o sea, por qué lo pienso así o por qué digo eso, o sea, lo que estoy diciendo, por qué lo digo. ¿Listo? Jesús y Machi, ok.
Ajá.
Entonces, digamos que te haría un máximo de 3 a 4 preguntas, pero lo más importante es fluidez, el vocabulario que uses, que tú, bueno, que la manera como se dé la comprensión entre lo que te pregunto y lo que dices, ¿sí? Porque qué tal que te pregunte, bueno, ¿y qué opinas? Y tú me dices, resalto que, sí, o sea, que me respondas algo que no tenga que ver con la pregunta. Entonces, bueno, primero, exponerte esto porque pues como que te cogió muy apresurado el tema de todo esto. Entonces, voy a darte a pensar primero un número de 1 al 4, todavía no me lo digas. Ya, entonces se me descarga el portátil. ¿Tú estás viendo la pantalla, Jesús?
Sí,
¿No?
la estoy viendo, solo que
Listo.
se escucha entrecortado. Hola.
Sí, ya te escucho, ¿me entiendes? ¿Mejor?
Sí, sí, lo escucho.
Ok, listo. Jesús, entonces, por favor, dime un número del 1 al 4. Y de ahora en adelante, empezaríamos con la
Eh,
entrevista en inglés,
eh,
¿listo? Right, a number from 1 to 4, Jesús.
bueno, número 3.
Okay, 3. So 3 is about
3.
the topic. Okay, emotional problems. So it's also the same topic that I was talking with Diego, but I want you to tell me, for you, in your own words, what is an emotional problem for you, Jesus?
Okay. Frequently, an emotional problem. I think that I haven't some very problematic to my life. But I think that the fact of have eight 18 years um, is my frequently emotional problem. Because of I um, in few time I have to leave my house.
Okay. So what do you think is a weaknesses or is a weakness when you think about leaving home? Because you're considering this as an emotional problem. So what is the weaknesses for you in this moment or for that situation?
hmm Um, so I believe that one weakness is that I am a young I live in the country, so I have sure to go to the town or the city, and it is the main weakness.
Okay. So you are thinking about going to a big city, and this is
Yeah.
kind of a scary thing. So it
Yes.
makes me feel afraid. Okay, right. So you are understanding clearly the things that you're feeling when you are about to face a new a new environment, a new age in your life. But now I want to ask you if you want to talk about things that you can remark. I mean, about the good things or the best things that you can talk when you, or in this case, when we are talking about an emotional problem. What do you think are those opportunities, and what do you think are those threats? You know, the remember before you start talking, the opportunities are the things that I'm telling that are the best, no matter the bad moments, no matter the bad feelings.
Yes.
Okay,
Understand. I understand. I think that one opportunity is my my freedom in my life. I be alone, and we I will have um, very responsible and so I think that no new people um yes, also I believe that new jobs or work in yes in the city or town.
okay. But what about the threats? So what can be or what could be those things or those situations that I'm sorry that you're considering in this moment before to be in this or in that situation that you must or you should avoid?
So threats,
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not sure, but I believe I believe that I have not threats. So I don't see this as a problem. Threats.
Okay, but Jesus, it's not about a problem. It's about things that you think that you can avoid to make things better. Let's suppose that you are feeling afraid. So you can say something as an example. I can try to make myself comfortable, to feel more comfortable about me, to face that threat, to be in a big city, to talk with another person. That is a threat because it's
Yes,
something that is trying to threaten you, but you are talking about the things that you can change.
yes.
Okay.
In this way, I think that one threat is my I I don't be a person very social.
Okay.
So this is important threat for one life in the series with a new life and very things as this.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it was very interesting, and I think you are understanding more than the things that you want to say. This is uh, maybe one of the main problems that we are facing when we are trying to talk in another language. But I think that you listening is maybe so. I think, or I am considering as as an advice that you can try to work more about your speaking, or you can practice. You can try to practice with an application with you can try to reach some of your classmates. I know it's hard because I'm talking because I understand when you're telling that you are not a very sociable person because you don't like to talk with anyone. I mean with everybody. So you can try to do this and take the advantage or do this as a because it works for you because it's something good for you because it makes you practice and make you be the best in this skill which is speaking. Because once I was once this is one situation that happened to me in the past. I was starting to teach in English, but most of the class or all the class must be in English. So I had too many problems because I was making a lot of mistakes. I was getting very frustrated sometimes because you don't understand why you can talk as the way you want to talk. So this is frustrating sometimes, but you can try to change the things that you know that you're not so good at, so you can try to learn from others and take the best part of this. This is just one recommendation, and I want to thank you for being in the sessions, for being every time I was on the sessions, because this is the last time I think we are going to talk, or at least for this year, because we this is the final step, I can say, because I am assessing you in this interview, and well, I hope you to have a good morning, and please, if you si no has hecho la entrevista, por favor, Jesús, te pido por favor la revises o nuevamente la voy a enviar en un momento por el grupo de WhatsApp para quienes no hayan hecho la encuesta. Es una encuesta sobre el material, sobre sobre lo que piensan, sobre qué les parecieron las sesiones, sobre mí, ¿sí? Y para que por favor la rellenen, no te demores más de 3 minutos, no creo que sean más de 3 minutos.
Ah, bueno, profe, entonces me la reenvías el favor y ahí yo la vuelvo a...
Listo.
Ahí
Entonces,
yo la hago.
listo, yo lo voy a reenviar entonces por WhatsApp para que, si no lo has hecho, por favor, para que lo hagas. Y bueno, por ahora ya damos por terminada la entrevista, ¿listo?
Bueno, muchas gracias, profe.
Bueno, Jesús, que estés muy bien.
Gracias por
Muy bien, Mone.
su dedicación y su tiempo, profe.
No, ustedes también, bueno, muchas gracias por tus comentarios. Eso lo llena a uno de muy bonitos sentimientos.
Bueno, hasta
Bueno,
luego.
Jesús. Goodbye. Sigue. ¿Quién es el que sigue, hombre? ¿Y Luisa quién, mamita? ¿Luisa quién? Ya que está ahí, Luisa. Ahora sí, 8:59, William, listo. como estuviera.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning. Bueno, antes
How's
de
it going?
iniciar, entonces, William, tenemos un
Sí,
minutito
señor.
antes de empezar. Entonces, toda la entrevista se debe realizar en inglés. Lo que vamos a hacer es, al azar de los temas que están en la guía, de esos 4 temas, digamos, aunque me diga solamente un número 1 al 4, pues al azar el que sea para ti. Y sobre ese tema vamos a hacer lo siguiente. Van a hacer preguntas alrededor de esto que es el SWOT, el Analysis. Entonces vamos a hablar sobre las fortalezas, las debilidades, las oportunidades, las amenazas, ¿sí? Todo eso, entonces diferentes preguntas o opiniones, ¿sí? Lo importante es que todo sea únicamente en inglés, ¿listo?
Ok.
Bien, entonces por ahora sí, por favor, un número del 1 al 4.
2.
Okay, 2. So in this case for you is, let me see, ¿ya estás viendo mi pantalla?
Sí, señor.
Okay, social problems. This social problems, and the first question for you, William, I want you to tell me what is a social problem for you?
For me, a social problem is when maybe have a problem in your city, like public service, maybe the water, and and the people have uh the people have like um, teacher.
Yeah, tell me.
I hear like a sound.
Oh, yeah, because I'm having the interview and there's
Yeah.
my mom working also in another computer. So don't worry, you can talk and I'm going to turn up the microphone.
Okay. Uh, like the social problem, like public service, like light or water, maybe. Uh, for example, in Africa, they don't have a lot of public service. That is a social problem for me.
Okay,
And
that's it, or you want to say something more about what is your definition?
and yes, and the government don't have solutions for that. I think that is a big social problem.
Okay, so in this case, or in this interview, talking with you, is the social problem comes from the government. So let's suppose that we need some public services, as you were telling me, but in this case, we can find or we're not receiving a solution from them, right?
Give me a solution.
So we are not having a solution. Let's suppose, as you told me,
Yes,
we're let's make this with one short example. We have to pay month by month
yes,
the water bill, right? So you have to pay something. Let's suppose you have to pay 30,000, 40,000. Well, it doesn't
yes,
matter how much, but you have to pay for the services, right?
yes,
So
teacher.
let's suppose one month you are not having water. So how are you gonna cook? How are you gonna take a shower? How are you gonna do your things at home if you don't have water? But there is still a payment, remaining to do. But what do you do in this
Yes,
case? You complain or you try to have water from the river, or what would you do in this case?
I think I have to buy water and like uh, for or the shop or something like that, like in a store, or maybe I have to recollect the water of the rain, collect, and maybe yes, go to the river once once time per week.
Okay,
Uh,
once time a week. Okay, but let me ask you this: you have to pay
to
the water bill,
yeah,
but would you complain with the government or with the enterprise or with the company that is providing you the water service? Would you complain with these people or not? And tell me why.
no, imagine you paying the service and you don't have water. I don't know. It's terrible.
But William,
Mm,
please, would you complain with the government or with the company? It doesn't matter. I mean, would you complain? Yes or not? And why?
complain, complain.
Yeah, complain es quejarse, como reclamar, right?
Okay. Yes, I think you have to complain with the government. The first, the first thing that I have to do with the government, and later with the with the what? Let me think. With the business.
Okay.
Mm,
So don't worry. So now let's talk about the because the idea is to talk about the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities. In this case, it's social work, the social problems. So what do you think? And let's change a little bit the conversation because if we change the problem instead of a service, in this case it was the water, and we are not receiving water on or as a service. Now, what do you think about when we try different another person because this person is dressing up, is looking, is speaking? Because one of the main problems in our society was the people that were having a relationship with a person of the same gender. Let's suppose a man with another man. So we call that people. Some people call them with a bad word. So do you think it's a that situation is a social problem or not? And please tell me why.
the relationships between the same gender?
Yeah. So do you consider those situations as a social problem or not? And tell me why.
No, teacher, because you don't have to be with you or your family. In other cases, maybe if you have in your family that case, I think is a family maybe problem, but I don't know. In these times, I think it's very common and normal. I think now is a social problem.
All right. So what if we go back in time? Let's think about 20 years ago. It's 2000. It's the year 2000, and in your family, there's one cousin or a brother, so one member of your family is an homosexual person. So do you think that his father is gonna be happy or not or what do you think is going to be his reaction, noticing or realizing that his son is homosexual? And think that we are in the year 2000. Year 2000, not 2020, is 2000.
Yeah, I think the reaction of the father is
Yeah.
very bad because the the years 20 years ago it was very different. Uh, they have different different thinkings of the homosexuality, and today is very different. Today is very common, and there are
All right.
is
So,
like a yes.
you tell me? I'm sorry, William, tell me?
No, no.
Okay, okay. So, how about the opportunities? When we talk about the opportunities, are there things that we can say that are better than other ones, or we are remarking some specific things about the problem? So, if we try to make, or we just put in a context in this conversation, it's different when we talk about the public service, and it's different when we talk about the, the 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 gender that I like, and how is the social people, how the society is looking at this. So now I want you to tell me what in these two situations, the homosexual case and the public and lack of water, of public services situation, what do you want to take to talk about the opportunities? So the opportunities, as I told you, are the things that we can say that are better than the other ones. It's just to remark the best things, right?
The opportunities
Yes.
that maybe have the people or something and make a like I don't know how to say the empresa.
Okay, the
Uh,
company or the enterprise.
yes, like a company that take the water from the I don't know.
The river or where?
Take the water from the maybe from the river or something like that, and can sell the water very economic or something like that to help the people and
Okay. So I want to ask you because there's just missing this step, which is about the threats, and the threats is things that we are supposed to avoid. So are things that are threatening us or are making us feel uncomfortable. But in this case, we are going to talk about the things that we should avoid, or talking about the society or from the government and the things that we have taught. It's let's suppose that you live, or let me ask you, where do you live, William?
I live here in Villavicencio.
Okay, Villavicencio. Right. There is a problem if you probably know about those um, bad companies or those bad business about having water or holding water that we call, and because there's a new one in Willa, and there was gonna be a new one, and I mean pretty close of Medellin. Do you remember those cases about the those companies that were to hold, they were trying to hold the water to create an electricity company, because there is one way to create electricity, holding water and then create
Yeah.
electricity from having that, right? Do you consider, right, to avoid, or what are those threats for you and the place where you live? I mean, have you seen a company trying to take the river in your department, in the place or close to the place that you are living right now, to create business, to create money? Do you think that is going to happen, or how can you avoid those situations?
Maybe can happen, but I don't see it. I don't see it yet because there are electricity company, but I don't know where is the company. But I think yes, teacher, they use the water from like a source of energy.
Yeah, and well, that's probably different in your department, but um, that's the biggest projects that those companies do with Colombian people. But I think that we all must be aware of those types of getting electricity, or maybe the old ones, because there are too many ways to create electricity without hurting or making a damage on the environment, or in this case the river, because it's the main source, is the main thing that we all need, which is water, right? Or in your case, what do you think?
Yes, we can create electricity with wind, with
Right?
the wind, the with the molin,
Yep.
one molin, and can capture the electricity of maybe with solar panels.
Yeah, we can catch, or we can get those, the energy, and create electricity from the sun.
Yes.
Okay, that's very interesting. Okay, William, thank you for being on this interview, this short interview. I hope to see you probably next time. I want you to remind you to do that short survey, la encuesta que compartí por WhatsApp. Por favor, si no la has hecho, por favor, para que la hagas. Y bueno, por ahora, pues
Okay.
me despido contigo, William. Que pases una muy buena mañana. Gracias también por tu disposición, por tu tiempo en las sesiones. Y pues ojalá nos podamos encontrar en algún otro espacio nuevamente.
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
All right, William, have a good day.
The same, teacher.
Dime, dime. Ok, no entendí. Good morning, Rafael. Are you listening to me? ¿Escuchas
Yes,
bien?
sir. Morning.
Se te entrecorta un poquito. ¿Puedes repetir otra vez si me entiendes bien?
Yes, teacher. Good morning.
All right. Bien, entonces la idea en la entrevista, Rafael, es hablar sobre algunos de los 4 temas que se están propuestos en la guía. Entonces lo que voy a hacer es pedirte un número al azar, del 1 al 4, para elegir el tema y posteriormente hablaremos todo este tema haciéndole el análisis, el análisis SWOT. Entonces, las preguntas van a ser sobre las fortalezas, las debilidades, las cosas que se pueden remarcar, lo que yo resalto, lo que puede sobresalir en medio del problema, en las opportunities y luego threats, las amenazas o las cosas que yo debería evitar o cambiar. Entonces, bueno, por ahora, un número del 1 al 4, Rafael.
Eh, dos.
So in your case, Rafael, it's family environments and social environments. So we can try to sort, but we have to make or
Excuse me, teacher.
take a
Could
concept.
you repeat that?
Okay, okay. The case for you or the topic is family environments and social environments, right? ¿Entiendes?
A permanently environment?
Family environments and social environments, right? So
Get
let
it.
me.
Could you write that for me, please?
Yep. So first, because it's about 2 different things, family. Pero no estás viendo. Oh, hold on. So let me show you my screen. Right. So family and social environment. Right. So this is the
Okay.
topic for you. So talking about the family and about social environments. So we can talk about friends, um, classmates, or places where we can have, interactions with the society, right? What do you think is a problem that can, that you can find in this environment? You can talk about the family or about a social environment. Tell me one
My,
problem that you can find.
my one side, a problem is uh, when you talk with your family about the problems that you have.
Okay.
Being your family, uh, and sometimes they will be impartial about those things. I mean, they will talk to you like a familiar, not as a person that needs help in a lot of the cases. They will talk with you as a familiar, in an partial way.
All right. So if we take account that, how or what do you think are the most weaknesses for people, or if you want to take one of these environments, what is that weaknesses, or what are those weaknesses when we are trying to make an interaction in a family or in a social environment?
Well, a weakness in the familiar environment. Other thing that I will say is that sometimes have to stand people of our family just because they are um, part of our bloodline, and sometimes this is not healthy for people because they have problematic familiarity and they're not a people standable.
All right.
some negative attitudes or something like that.
Okay, about the attitudes. Well, sometimes because we can need or we can have our emotional problem in this is, or we can see this in any different interactions about family or in a social environment. Because let's suppose you're feeling a little bit sad because any reason, for any reason, but how can you make the best of you? And if we try to make this or talk about this, taking in count, we already talked about the strengths, the weaknesses, and if we go to the opportunities, what will be that new opportunity? What will be that thing that I can remark when I'm feeling or I'm having a bad feeling? Let's suppose is just sadness. You just feel sad because some reason or for some reason. So what can you do to change this in front of the people that you are interacting? These people can be your family or your friends. So what can you do?
One thing that I think very useful in these cases of a negative environment, be familiar or social, is a communication. A make know the other person what is going wrong with your relationship between you and him or her. And by the other hand, if this doesn't work, is there is the opportunity to go to a psychologist and leave it in the hands of a professional that have a it's known about this topic, the human relationships and things like that.
Okay. So you are suggesting that we should go to the person, in this case could be a psychology, to fit or to understand better the situation, right?
Yes,
Okay,
exactly
let's
right.
suppose, okay, because we are going to talk about now about the threats. Let's suppose that I am a very shy person and I don't feel comfortable telling my secrets or my the things that I have lived in the past with the psychology. So the psychology, I know they are very professional people, but it's about the person that is, or it's me in this case. I'm putting myself as an example, and I'm telling you that I'm very shy to talk with this person. What would you say to me to make me feel comfortable to talk about those problems with this professional? So what should I do? Because I'm thinking about this as a threat. So I'm not feeling well to talk with another person about the things that makes me feel uncomfortable or the things that makes me feel shy and maybe unsociable.
If there is no way to uh, bring that person to a psychological help, I think that I could do is to take that case and tell it myself to us professional about this subject.
Okay.
Uh, and then take that advice to the person that is having problems, because I don't know if this person will accept in some moment to go to with a professional to talk about its problem.
Yep, because maybe we sometimes are not ready or we just don't accept that we need help. It's like
Yeah,
it's like a bad situation when you are telling this person, I mean, you have to go, but this person is not understanding that he's having a problem and that he needs professional help, not just help from a friend that he's or a person that is going to tell him or her probably one advice that is not the best one for him or her, right? Bien, ha
Yeah,
sido muy fructífera la entrevista, Rafael, muy buena. Me parece muy interesante la fluidez que has tenido, el vocabulario y, bueno, la manera como comprendes bien la charla, porque pues si yo te digo algo y no lo comprendes, pues esto nos genera como la dificultad. Entonces, bueno, por ahora, pues me parece que se ha dado muy bien. Entonces, Rafael, por ahora debo continuar con el siguiente estudiante, agradecerte por tu tiempo, por la buena disposición en las sesiones. Y bueno, nada, pues por todo, muchas gracias, Rafael, y pero ojalá nos podamos encontrar en algún otro espacio. Por ahora, pues despedirme, agradecerte por tu tiempo y recordarte, por favor, que realices la encuesta que se compartió por WhatsApp. ¿Listo?
listo, profe. Nos-
Okay, have a good day. Good morning, Juliana. ¿Me escuchas bien?
Hi, teacher. Sí, profe, me escucho bien.
All right, very well. Bien, entonces, por ahora, y bueno, eres la última que realiza la entrevista esta mañana, bueno, ahora en la mañana. Entonces, bueno, te comento así brevemente lo que se realiza en la entrevista. Entonces, pues el propósito fundamental es que solamente se hable en inglés. De los 4 temas sugeridos en la guía, me vas a decir ahora un número 4 y dependiendo pues del orden que los tengo aquí guardados, te va a tocar uno y sobre este vamos a hacer el análisis. Te voy a empezar compartiendo la pantalla. El análisis va a ser tal cual como lo puedes ver aquí. Digamos que, bueno, puede que te toque este mismo tema, puede que sí, puede que no, pero igual solamente son 4. Las probabilidades son del 25 para cada una. Entonces, dependiendo del tema que te toque, vamos a hacer lo siguiente: hablar sobre las fortalezas, bueno, eso no lo puedo hablar, sobre las fortalezas, las debilidades, las oportunidades o las cosas que puedo resaltar. Y por último, las amenazas o las cosas que yo debería evitar. ¿Listo? Entonces, de esta manera vamos a dependiendo del tema que te toque y sobre esto también van a redondear o van a, digamos que estar relacionadas las preguntas que tú vayas a hacer, teniendo en cuenta cada una de las 4 partes del análisis web. ¿Listo?
Ok, profe, hay un ruido, no sé, es como una interferencia.
Pues sí, o sea, sí hay un ruido exterior, pero simplemente otro teclado, porque pues aparte de mí estoy trabajando también aquí en el sitio con mi madre.
Ah, ok.
Entonces de pronto es el teclado. Entonces yo voy silenciando cuando estés hablando. ¿Listo? Entonces por ahora, un número del 1 al 4, Juliana.
Mm, el 3.
Listo. Entonces sería para ti, in your case, social problems. So we are going to start talking. So I want to ask you, what is a social problem for you? And please tell me one example of a social problem.
Profe, ¿cuál problema? Lo que pasa es que no lo escuché bien.
Okay, I'm going to tell you again. So let me repeat that for you. But remember, all the conversation must be in English, right?
Yeah, right, okay.
Okay, get it.
Why?
The topic for you is social problems,
Okay,
right?
teacher.
But
Okay.
the first question is, what is a social problem for you? And please tell me one example.
What is the problem for me?
Yes, what is a problem? What is a social problem? And tell me one example. What is a social problem and an example?
Okay, well, I consider the social problem in the world, in our country, are many. Um, Throughout the word there is violence, poverty, discrimination, among others. But in our country, the social problems are different in each region. But in most regions there is violence.
All right. So you're telling me that one of the biggest problems for us is violence. So
Yes,
what is one
teacher.
example of where can you see or where can you realize that we are having violence? So where or how?
Okay. Um, Many people had to leave their farms and travel to cities to seek new opportunities, but sometimes without money. I consider currently indigenous people and social leaders are the people most affected by violence. Um, who for years have had to endure all kinds of violence done only by the Bahrain or armed groups, but also by the army.
All right. So what if I tell you, or let me put you an example. So if our problem is violence, let's suppose that um, a woman has a relationship, right? But the man is is usually or is often hitting her, or I mean is smashing or is using a thing to hit her, or maybe with a punch, right? So this is violence from a man to a woman. So what is that weaknesses in our society? Because maybe we can think that we are permitting or we are allowing that to happen. But let's suppose in the case of that woman, what is the weaknesses of her of from the man that situation happen? Or why do you think it is happening? Why is a man hitting or smashing or punching a woman? Because this is violence.
I I don't understand very well, but you asked me the violence with the woman.
Right. I'm putting you an example when it's most common to see, I mean, it's pretty common in our country to see that man hits or or
Oh,
just
okay.
the
I
violence
give
in
you an example.
no, that is the example because is the context. A man
Okay.
is hitting or is smashing or is agreeing, right? It's just hitting. Is the violence from a man to a woman. So what is this happening? Why is this happening? Or what is the reason that you consider that this is happening?
I don't understand, but why I consider this?
Yeah, tell me.
Okay. I consider that violence is the problem social because some years ago I lived in a town where the Bahrain or armed groups um, um, did um, a lot of murders. Um, so the people in the town was very scared about 2000 um, or 2000, 2014, I don't remember. The people was scared, and this moment the people was quiet.
All right.
And for this reason, I consider that is essential that the current government comply with the agreement and continue with the process. But we all know that this is something impossible because unfortunately the government only seek to impose communism. But I consider it seeks to eliminate the right to free opinion, um, protest, among others.
Okay. Because I remember, it was pretty, we often, it was pretty frequently to see in the past that women even were not allowed to vote. Do you remember that? Women in the past, I mean, we talk about the rights of a man and of a woman that were different in the past because even a job for a woman was different because they were just only works for a man and there were only works for design works for women, right? So let's suppose that a woman can be, I mean, let's suppose in your case, a person is telling you, you will never be a president, you will never be an engineer, or you will never be a teacher because you're a woman. But now it's different because the rights and also the opportunities are different because we are learning and we are, yeah, it's about learning or understanding in this case that we are the same. It doesn't matter the gender, but we have the same opportunities. It doesn't matter if you are a man or you are a woman. You deserve to have the same opportunities no matter your gender. So what is your opinion about this change from the past and now? It's better now, it's good. Do you think we should change something in our society to give more opportunities to women? What do you think about this?
Okay, teacher. I think that um, society has advanced because well in this time some the people are has excuse me, the people has a thinking very very machista because
Okay,
think that the woman don't can't can't can do the same things that 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 them.
okay, so
Um,
yeah, so,
yes.
okay, well, in this case, and this is the last part of this interview, the threats, because we already talked about the strengths, I'm sorry, strengths, weaknesses, the opportunities. It was the last topic, but now the threats. The threats are things that we think that we can change, or the things that we must or should avoid. In this case, if we talk about opportunities or rights for women and men, how can we improve this our society in order to same opportunities for people? Just thinking about that we are all people, not men and women. How can we improve? Juliana.
Yeah. Yes, teacher. Well, I think will the people must seek the peace. Um, we must choose the rulers um, that that avoid that violence and com- comply with the agreement and continue with the process. I consider that um, the people must give to opportunities to women or do a lot of things. I consider that all human beings are same,
Yeah,
um, equal, um,
yeah, of course, we must think that we are going to live in an
and
equality, right? So, well, I think that, I mean, we have been talking about a lot of things in this short interview, but now it's the last part. I just want to thank you for your time, for being in the session. Um, bueno, agradecerte por tu tiempo, por atender las sesiones. Recordarte, por favor, si no has hecho la encuesta, por favor que la hagas. Y bueno, primero, pues muchas gracias a ti, y a tus compañeros. En este momento, pues estamos dando por finalizadas las sesiones con este examen de speaking. Ten en cuenta, por favor, ciertos términos que de pronto a lo mejor se pueden mejorar. Y bueno, de pronto, digamos que tu speaking sobresale un poco más, pero entonces yo creo que deberías como centrarte un poco más en el listening, porque había cosas de las que te dije que de pronto a lo mejor se te pasaron. Pero bueno, eso también va parte del proceso. Uno también tiene que lograr utilizar, digamos,
sí,
las herramientas
profe,
que tiene canción.
profe,
Y,
disculpe. Sí, profe, continúa.
entonces yo creo que hay que sacarle el jugo a las herramientas o a los compañeros. Muchas veces es difícil, pero bueno, aunque logres acordarlo con uno para que estén platicando, para que estén practicando principalmente, es bueno porque uno siempre con alguien que por lo menos ha sido compañero de estudio, aunque sea así sea un curso, uno puede decir, bueno, estamos en las mismas condiciones porque vamos en el mismo semestre, pues no nos vamos a tratar de decir, pues usted, porque muchas veces uno como que trata de, bueno, pasa muchas veces, uno lo nota que cuando hay un compañero que tiene pronto un nivel un poco más elevado, ese compañero a veces no tiene como la humildad de darte a ti el consejo bien, sino que te hace sentir mal, entonces uno en vez de mejorar como que se achanta y pues no mejora, ¿sí? Entonces, bueno, trates de utilizar lo mejor posible y tanto como puedas las herramientas que tengas para que mejores listening. Yo creo que es importante listening siempre.
Ok, profe,
¿Listo?
sí, la verdad es que sí, sé que estoy súper mal y he tratado de mejorar, pero no sé cómo hacer, profe. Igual por mis compañeros
Pues a mí
digo,
lo que me servía, Julián, algo que me servía mucho, pues cuando no encontraba, o sea, pues que muchas veces el compañero no se está presto para hacer esas prácticas, pues yo simplemente sacaba la letra de las canciones, pero canciones lentas. Por ejemplo, a ver, te voy a compartir aquí, te voy a compartir pantalla para que tú veas una que yo solía escuchar, que me la recomendó también un profe con el que trabajé en el instituto. Esto pues, es lenta y son de esas baladas viejitas, como de los 80s y de los 90s, que el inglés es como más, se llama Another Day in Paradise, otro día en el paraíso. Entonces, digamos, tú pones el video, pones las letras, sí, entonces, bueno, ahorita pues tú la puedes buscar. Esta canción es muy lenta y si te das cuenta por acá yo adelanto esto por acá. A lo mejor la has escuchado y fíjate que el vocabulario no es tan complejo. Dice, oh, piénsalo 2 veces porque es otro día para ti y para mí en el paraíso. Y lo cantan despacio, entonces uno ahí poco a poco va mejorando, porque si tú llegas a un nivel de que entiendes no sé, un rap en inglés, eso es porque tienes un listening buenísimo. Sí, eso por ahí. Como una recomendación, porque a mí me funcionó, a lo mejor a ti también te ayuda.
Listo, profe, muchas gracias.
Bueno, Juliana, entonces por ahora pues desearte una bonita mañana, que estés muy bien y espero esperar ojalá que en algún otro espacio nos podamos reunir.
Bueno, profe, muchas gracias, que esté muy bien. Ya.
Bueno, have a good day. Goodbye.
Bye, teacher.